It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Barrel 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. And we are here Tuesday, October 29th, 2024, 2 days away from Halloween, the spoopy day. Hope all is well with you. Feel free to get a hold of me as per usual at 208-535-1015. Today has been a good Tuesday for announcements. Got two major tours that have been announced that are making their way to the area, one of which is The Plot in You, Withholding Absence, Boundaries and Acres at the Depot in Salt Lake City, February 19th, and then March 17th at the Revolution Concert House in Boise. Kill Switch Engage, Kubla Khan, Fit for a King, and Frozen Soul. That is one stacked lineup right there. I have both those shows added to our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. Also, as we talked about during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, powered by Jalisco's, the 2025 When We Were Young Festival lineup has been announced. You got Blink-182 and Panic at the Disco headlining the entire thing. Panic at the Disco is going to perform A Fever You Can't Sweat Out in its entirety and more. Blink is going to do Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, self-titled, and more. You also got, well, they're not doing all those albums in full. They're just performing songs from those iconic albums there. You get a lot of variety with the next year When We Were Young Festival. Weezer, Avril Lavigne, The Offspring, but then you also have Knocked Loose, Ice Nine Kills, Motionless in White, Kubla Khan there as well, Beartooth, I Prevail. You got a lot of different bands for these festivals. Of course, people online, all they want to do is complain. I'd go see 3 of these bands. That's about it. Good for you. Good for you. As per usual, I do want to mention that we have the No Limit Gear guitar giveaway that we're doing with the ESP LTD Aero 200 guitar, as well as the PRS Sonzera 20 combo amp. We're giving that away. That's a $1,700 value. That could be yours for absolutely free. All you have to do is just sign up within the K-Barrel 101 and Alt 101 apps. There's also the Make the Switch giveaway that we're doing with Brent Gordon Law. We're giving away a Nintendo Switch bundle. All you have to do is sign up within those apps. That's why it's important to have both the K-Barrel 101 and Alt 101 apps on your phone at all times for exclusive giveaways and prizes. Right as we launch a new giveaway, that's when I send out the push notification for people to sign up. And you definitely should. You definitely should before this Thursday. This Thursday, we'll be making our way to No Limit Guitar Company and drawing winners, not only for the guitar and amp combo, but also some other secondary prizes that Rulin from No Limit Guitar Company has thrown into the mix. Sign up now for those giveaways. What would you consider is the greatest, or who would you consider is the greatest horror movie villain of all time? According to Entertainment Weekly, these are the top 5 of 25 best horror villains. Michael Myers at 5. Norman Bates' Psycho at number 4. I did not expect that one there. Frankenstein's Monster at number 3. Hannibal Lecter at number 2. And then Count Dracula at number 1? I don't know about that. Maybe Count Dracula is iconic, but I wouldn't say that's the go-to in my mind. It would have to be there would have to be Freddy Krueger up there, Michael Myers, Jason. Jason's not even mentioned in this. Freddy Krueger's not mentioned in this. I'm sure they're down the list more. I'm sure. Who's number 6? Let me go to the full complete list here. Oh, they're having me scroll down all the way. Number 24, they had Leatherface. Number 6 is Candyman from the Candyman franchise. What? Number 7, Ghostface from the Scream franchise. And then they had Freddy Krueger at number 8. So at least they had Freddy Krueger on the list. I was getting concerned there, but maybe my top 3, my top Mount Rushmore of horror movie villains. You have Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. Let me see, who's the 4th one? Who would be Frankenstein? Hannibal Lecter is pretty high up on this list. He's been in a lot more movies than I thought. I thought it was just Silence of the Lambs and all those, those Silence of the Lambs 2, Silence of the Lambs. Wasn't there a Silence of the Lambs 3? They started doing a whole bunch of spin-offs with that movie. He was also in Manhunter, Hannibal, Red Dragon, Hannibal Rising. Again, Mount Rushmore, the Mount Rushmore that I have. Frankenstein, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason. There you go. With Halloween being 2 days away, I'm pretty sure everybody already has their costumes planned out, right? It'd be tough to come up with something last minute, especially trying to go to like a Spirit Halloween now. I'm sure they're out of mostly everything. You would hope so. Well, political costumes, Halloween falling right before a presidential election, always inspires some election-themed costumes. I don't know why you would, because you're just going to get yelled at by some crazed person who's very passionate about their political beliefs, but not as much as you think. According to a new poll, only 8% said they have ever dressed up as a political figure for Halloween, because you don't want to be that guy that's dressed up as Trump. Or it says here with Democrats are more likely than Republicans to wear a political costume. Yeah, they're more likely to wear an anti-Trump costume. Somebody on the other side is going to get upset. You're going to start a whole fight at the Halloween party that you're at. Just have fun. Halloween's supposed to be all about fun, having a great time. You're supposed to be creative with your costumes. I at least try to be creative with my costumes. Any single time that I actually put effort towards dressing up for Halloween, which I haven't done for the past couple of years, I always say, well, there's next year. I'll dress up. And I said that last year for this year, and this year it's not looking so great. It's looking like I'll just strap on the old Howard Stern wig and wear that, I guess. As part of our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween, haunted by No Limit Guitar Company Slipknot spiders right there. How long can you sit on a flight before you start getting a little stir-crazy and anxious to get off the plane? I've always wanted to go visit Australia, but I have always talked about the flights to Australia are extremely long. I don't think I could handle a super long flight from here to Australia. And this right here, a new American Airlines flight, brand new flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Brisbane, Australia, made its inaugural trip over the weekend, 8,300 miles in total. It's the airline's longest route. Took 16 hours from takeoff to landing. It left Texas Saturday night around 10 p.m., landed in Brisbane Monday morning at 5 a.m. local time. The flight was staffed with 3 pilots, a reserve captain, along with 11 flight attendants. Airplane buffs, they were so excited about this inaugural flight that thousands tuned into a live stream of the landing. I can imagine some dude just super hyped up in his living room with a little flag, cheering on the airplane to land successfully in Brisbane, Australia. They would have to have in-flight entertainment to the extreme, right? You would have to have TVs in there. You would have to have comfy chairs in there. You would have to allow people to get up and walk around, use the restroom. That sounds like a nightmare to be in a plane. 16 hours. 16 hours, you're in the air, 36,000 feet, and there's nothing really to look at outside for the most part, right? You're flying over the ocean for the most part. At some points, you'll fly over some land, but I'm not familiar with the direct routing of this flight, but I would say for the most part, if you're heading towards Australia, you're going to be flying over the ocean. So you'll just stare at deep water and hope the plane doesn't crash and land in that deep water, and then next thing you know, you're stranded. Well, over the weekend, Dwayne Wade was honored in Miami with a ceremony that involved the unveiling of his statue outside the arena. Unfortunately, the statue looks absolutely nothing like him at all. As you can imagine, the internet's had a whole bunch of jokes of people comparing Wade's likeness to Morpheus from The Matrix and a character in the Mortal Kombat video game. In college football news, while some college football fans might think Deion Sanders and the Colorado football team have gotten more than their fair share of publicity over the last year, it looks like some of that publicity was well-deserved. Earlier this month, Colorado won its 6th game of the season, making the team bowl eligible for the first time in 8 years. Then yesterday, they found their way into the AP Top 25 poll and are currently ranked number 23. For now, it looks like the Coach Deion hype train is rolling on. Also in pro football news, I should say, in 2023, an average beer costs $8.81 at an NFL game, which is a 25% increase over the past decade. But not all beer price increases are created equal. Some teams have really, really jacked up their prices. The top 10 biggest beer price increases in the NFL, we'll just focus on top three here. Number 1, Carolina Panthers. Current price for a 16-ounce beer, $10.56, up 142% since 2013. The Chargers, $14.75, up 121%. and the Philadelphia Eagles, 1535, up 119%. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update. My voice almost gave out there. Shot Clock Sports Update on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. It would be really cool next year to do some sort of, K-Bear haunted sleepover type thing. An analysis by VIO.com found that Savannah, Georgia, and Baltimore, Maryland have the most haunted hotels in America. Victor does not believe in ghosts at all. It would be really cool to see him in one of these places with all that paranormal gear that they usually have. The survey used TripAdvisor data and VIO.com data to find spooky keywords, mentions of the paranormal on this specific survey. On average, haunted hotels tend to receive lower ratings compared to ghostless facilities. No kidding. Because it's like, why would you want to stay at a haunted place? I'm not wanting to be disturbed in the middle of the night. I am terrified of that sort of thing. I would hate to be woken up by something falling over, see somebody there, then they disappear. I'd go running out of the room. I'd be faster than Usain Bolt in that situation. Well, if you're going to call out somebody for texting on the phone while driving or doing anything on the phone while driving, like calling somebody, don't try to publicly call them out by taking a picture of their car while you're driving, which essentially means, hey, you just used your phone while driving to capture somebody else on video doing the exact same thing. Somebody in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group posted to the lady who was driving recklessly and almost hit me head on at the light by Idaho Falls High School when it was my go. Please stay off your phone while driving. You almost hit me. And somebody walking on the crosswalk. This guy has there's no punctuation. It's just one long continuous sentence. Stay off your phone while driving. I'm glad he didn't put the do better Idaho Falls at the end of it. I went to look at the comments and it looks like this person deleted their post because they got, I see at least one comment on the bottom here. I don't mean to be that guy, but did you take this picture while driving? And it looks like he did because he's on the left-hand side of the car in the front there. He's definitely driving, capturing somebody else also on the phone while driving. Got to be careful out there, especially with Halloween approaching. You got to be extra cautious with all those kids walking around trying to trick or treat. Be extra cautious year round, but especially on days like Halloween. So I saw this question on Ask Reddit. I figured I would talk about it on the show. I was thinking maybe it could be a question for To Peach Their Own, but I don't know. There are better questions for To Peach Their Own. If video killed the radio star, what did the internet kill? Well, the top answer: video killed the radio star. Internet killed the video store. That should be the sequel to that song right there. Encyclopedias, definitely. My attention span, for sure. Magazines. I mean, I would say shopping malls. Really, the internet has killed shopping malls. Unfortunately, the one in Idaho Falls, much more of a fun place to hang out. The one in Pocatello was just extremely sad. I know it could be vamped up. It could do a whole lot better than what it's currently sitting at. Oh, it's so sad. My friend Bryson and I went there because, as I mentioned at the beginning or yesterday, that, my friend Bryson's moving to Georgia. And last weekend was the last weekend to really hang out with him before this Friday. He's making the big drive from Pocatello to Georgia. And so we were at the mall just walking around, and it's so beyond sad in that place. I mean, really, there's not that many stores in there. People are not really interested. Even the workers are just like, why am I here? Why am I here? Video killed the radio star. What did the internet kill? Newspapers, another one. Then somebody replied saying 100% journalism as a whole. That is definitely true. Good question there. K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. Ever since I was real young, I've always wanted to become famous. That was before the whole, people in Hollywood sell their souls to become huge and all of that, conspiracy becoming more mainstream. I've always wanted to be a famous celebrity. I've always wanted to have, a lot of money along with it. That was like the childhood dream to be a famous guy. But at the same time, I'm like, do I really want this attention on me all that much or all that often? I scroll Reddit. Every single time I scroll Reddit, I'm part of the Woody Show subreddit, a radio show, a very popular radio show in Los Angeles. I'm a part of their subreddit, and every single time I'm scrolling down my feed, somebody's complaining about the show. It seems like nobody is ever satisfied on the internet. If you ever want a great example of that, go to any rock festival and go look at the comment section on any one of those posts. Go look at the 2025 When We Were Young Festival lineup comment section. I can guarantee you most of those comments are going to be, oh, this is not that great, blah, 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 blah. I would only go see 3 bands, whatever. Don't go. Don't even bother showing up if you're going to complain about it. But I'm looking at the r/Woody show, and people are just complaining nonstop about the show. It would suck to have that for K-Bear. Like, I would just start a K-Bear subreddit. Next thing you know, there's posts about me or Victor or the music here every single day. And they're like, you got to be cheerful, Peaches. You got to be happy. Every single time I'm just getting trashed online. It would just be an awful experience. People really love bacon. I don't see why. I'm not the biggest fan of bacon. I'll eat it, but do I really crave it? Do I think it's the best thing ever? Absolutely not. People really love bacon. They'll do anything to get it as long as they don't end up in jail. Well, Marcos Gonzalez Bernal of Miami, he's a little bit different. He's behind bars after he was caught stealing a trailer with 192 pounds of frozen bacon in the back. Police say he stole the 53-foot refrigerated semi-trailer from a parking lot in Daytona Beach and drove it to Miami. The bacon in the back was valued at around $100,000. It's unclear what he was planning to do with all that bacon. I think the guy just stole the vehicle just because. Did it have it advertised on the side? There's a lot of bacon in here. Bacon, bacon, bacon. I think it's just another Florida man making the news. Another character to add to GTA 6. Now, don't be mad at me when I say this. Please, do not. I own all 4 scary movie films. I haven't seen a single one of them. It's bad. Back when I used to actually hunt down for DVDs in hopes that I would watch them eventually, well, I got all 4 copies, all 4 scary movies. I don't have Scary Movie 5. I think there's a total of 5 out there. There might be more, but actually there is about to be more because Marlon Wayans tweeted out, "We're back," in all capital letters. After nearly 20 years, the Wayans brothers are finally going to give the fans what they've been asking for, a return to the Scary Movie franchise. We're looking forward to having fun on the big screen again. I have seen some clips here and there. I just have not sat down and watched those movies. I haven't seen much of those. I've seen Marlon Wayans' A Haunted House. I've seen that movie. I thought that was pretty funny. The parody of Paranormal Activity. The second one's pretty funny too. I think the second one with Gabriel Iglesias is just downright hilarious. But I have not seen a single scary movie. I need to watch those, and I might do so. I might need to just do a whole mass catch-up of all the movies I have not seen. Ones that you would say to somebody, and then they would go, "You haven't seen that movie?" That's a whole list in itself. What movie have you not seen? If somebody heard you say that, go, "You haven't seen that?" Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.